The purpose of this video is to show you how simple using a downrigger can be. The first step is to take your rod and begin letting out line. This will determine how far behind the boat you're going to fish. Now, this is going to depend on how deep you're fishing. If you're fishing more shallow, meaning less than 20 feet, you probably want to let out a little bit more line. The reason for this is when the boat goes over the fish kind of scatter, and you need time for those fish to come back. So if we don't let out enough line, we don't allow this to happen. Now, if we're fishing deeper, we don't have to let out as much line. You can get away with letting out 20 to 50 feet if you're fishing in deeper waters. Bear in mind that the more line that you let out, the better chance of getting a tangle you have. Once you've let out the desired amount of line, it's time to clip that line into the downrigger release. A downrigger release opens and closes much like a clothespin, and the purpose of it is to take your line down to the depth with your downrigger ball. However, when you hook into a fish, your line can be pulled out of the downrigger release and you can simply retrieve the fish. With your line now clipped into the downrigger release, you're ready to start lowering the downrigger. So, make sure and open the bail on your reel and you can begin to lower the downrigger ball to your desired depth. Once you reach the desired depth, simply reel in the slack and load your rod, which is a fancy way of saying that there's no slack in the line and that your rod has a significant bend in it. The reason for this is when a fish takes that line out of the downrigger release, you want that rod to recoil back and take up as much of the slack as possible to ensure that that fish stays on the line. And that's all there is to using a downrigger. Hopefully now they seem a little less daunting and you can catch a few more fish. Now if you want to get even more fancy, you can start fishing 2 rods off of 1 downrigger, and I've shown you that in another video. So go ahead and click on the box if you'd like to learn how to do that.